Hello and welcome to the 2018 Digital Slot Car Association's 24-hour Slot Car Le Mans. This is another 24-hour grueling test for all the participants as they have to drive day and night to keep their cars running non-stop for 24 hours.
Welcome to Henley Ireland for the 7th Test of Le Mans 24 hours, and for the most of you, welcome back. It's good to have you return. I'm very pleased to have you here. Special welcome, Webland 2000 and the Dick Slot. I'm 3D. First time here, thanks for coming. Pleased you've chosen to be here with us this weekend, and I'm sure it will be a great race with you on the grid. For everyone else, after 7 years, you'll notice things are a little different this time. Down on numbers. One of the empty grid slots would have been occupied by Striker Racing, and the captain of that team was a young man called John Granger. He lost his life in a car accident in November last year, and in recognition of his participation in this event, his passion for slot car racing, for motor racing, and the skill that he held in building his cars, I'd just like to invite everyone to join me. 30 seconds of applause for Mr. Granger. You'll notice down at the Mulsanne corner, there's a little plaque just on the wall to commemorate John, so I think everyone that's raced with him, they'll always remember what he gave to this event. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you.
The teams are now going back to prep their cars ready for the qualifying race, and in the meantime let's just take a quick tour of this 24-hour Slot Car Le Mans track.
So this is the start finish straight, and you come what would normally be up the hill to Dunlop.
Right.
And then over the crest of the hill, down towards the S's.
Yeah.
And then round here onto Tertre Rouge, which is the start of the Mulsanne Straight.
Okay.
Which is nice to see it properly straight here.
So this is your last chance.
Yeah. Last chance to change lanes. Before you're stuck behind someone for the whole Mulsanne Straight. If you get stuck behind a slower car, then you are stuck for the entire length of the Mulsanne Straight.
So on here we can go at full speed because obviously you don't have to worry about safety, I guess, from that point of view.
And the drivers used to love it in a way because they had a little moment to relax, because it's not difficult to just plant a foot and go for it. You need to pay attention, but you're not on it, judging, braking, all those sort of things.
Right.
As you razz down this straight.
Yeah. Well, I suppose what I've got to keep in mind here is, though, with these cars, because it's scaled down, they've only got 6 seconds max, probably.
Yeah,
5
true.
seconds.
Yep.
to relax.
To shake out the legs in those 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you come to the Mulsanne Kink, which is this section here, which the drivers in the real race used to do flat out, so 250 mile an hour, didn't lift, just powered through.
Right.
And then heavy on the brakes down to Mulsanne corner.
Okay.
Dropping right down, nice low corner here.
So this is a real potential crash area then, really?
Yes, to get that braking distance right. And as you exit here, this is now the fastest section heading down towards Indianapolis.
Right.
And then as we go through the trees here, this is where the 99 Mercedes flipped out, just here.
Right.
As it came down towards Indianapolis. And then this is the slowest part of the circuit. So you've got Indianapolis corner, and then you've got Arnage corner, which is one of my favourite places to watch the race. And then you head up along here towards Porsche curves. A great place to watch high speed action here.
Right, okay.
And then they come up slightly uphill over what will be a bridge here, and then downhill.
What's this section?
This is still Porsche.
Right.
This would, in the old days, this would have been Maison Blanche.
Right.
When it was an all road circuit.
Okay.
Now this is from Porsche round to Tertre Rouge is the off-road part of the circuit. So this is pure track.
Right.
Whereas all the rest of it is normally road.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
So through the chicanes into the start-finish straight
back
again.
into start-finish. Excellent. And there we go. So this is Tamar Nelwan on the slot car for Holland team, and he's working on the Corvette C7R GT3. You may have seen I did a review of this car very recently, if you want to see that. But this, I'm sure, is a far more precise and upgraded version, highly modified from the one that I did a review of. But he's getting that car prepped now. I don't think they'll be racing those today. Here's Matt Tucker's team, Rockingham, getting prepped, lots to do. Working hard, hopefully getting the car ready. He's running the same body shell that he ran last year, the Toyota TS030, but a completely different chassis this time. Hopeful 6. This time they're going up to they were doing the GT3, now racing with a P2, I believe. So they've gone up a level, and they've gone up a level in terms of what they're racing on this occasion. So once again returning as well, Red Dragon from the team from Wales, this year racing a Ferrari 458 GT3 Demon slot. Now, interesting. Last year,
we need a box.
Now you guys got disqualified last year, didn't you?
We wanted.
That's right. Yeah. So it's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen. They're going to stay in it. I think they could have run it last year. Okay, we're now in the middle of the official qualifying race, and some observations so far is that some of the cars are having quite a bit of difficulty staying on the track at the end of the Mulsanne straight. Seems to be quite a few cars coming off, minor accidents, that kind of thing, but more than usual.
We've already qualified pretty good time, doing a 14.83, we're second position at the moment.
Right.
We might go quicker, but it's not going to make a huge difference, so we're just doing final preparations for the car.
Right.
We go out for a quick run and things like that, just make sure it's bedded in and get ready for the race.
The qualifying laps have now finished, and we're now waiting for the official announcement of the lineup on the grid, and then we'll know who's in pole position. As we've learned from these races before, though, to be honest, where your position is at the very start of this race doesn't really make a lot of difference, because you've got a whole 24 hours to get your position in the race, and that's a hell of a long time when you're averaging sort of 17 seconds, 15 seconds a lap. So this is the Silippo Slot Club. not new to this event, been here a few times. There we go. Yeah, that's good. They are good to go. So this is slot racing for Holland, led by Tamar Nelwan, who is a very experienced racer. They are running the Corvette C7R. So this is Webland 2000, new team to this race, haven't raced here before, and they are running a Lola Rebellion. Very nice car, comes into the LMP1 category, very fast car. So this is Team Rockingham, hotly tipped to win this, very experienced, running the same car as they ran last year, led by experienced team captain Matt Tucker with the Toyota TS030 hybrid. This is Alibaba's shop slot, and they are running the Nissan GTR LMP1, and I think they're pretty experienced at this too. There we go, all the way from Italy, ready to go. Hopeful 6, ever remaining hopeful, really experienced drivers in this event, but usually run the GT3, ran the Ferrari last year, the green Ferrari, this time for the first time running an LMP car, so it's a new one for them. Here we've got the Demon Slot Racing. Now those of you who watched it last year may remember that they were disqualified from this race halfway through it during the middle of the night. This year they are back with the Audi R10 LMP2 car, so in the LMP2 class. Let's hope they don't get disqualified this year. So this is a BB slot led by Maurizio Ferrari, who incidentally it's his technology that they use in this race, so hopefully he'll have a good run. They are in with an Audi LMP1 car. This is Oliver Racing from Portugal, running an LMP2 car in this event. And they've also, of course, are helping out with the Hopeful 6 by supplying some components for their car too. So let's see how they get on. This is Oliver Racing. So this is Ditslot from Catalonia. And they are running an LMGT car in this one, where it's the Ford GT, which should be an interesting one. Not been in this race before, so it'd be a new experience for these guys. Here we have Red Dragon Slot Racing. Came last year for the first time. That was their debut at this last year. Back again this year. They really enjoyed it last year. They had a lot of fun at this. Back here with an LMGT car, driving the bright orange Ferrari 458 GT. From North Staff's very familiar team to this race. Been in this race for a number of years now, and racing, I think, the same car as they raced last year, which is the Dodge Viper GT. So we'll see how they get on, and yeah, very experienced team, should do well in the GT part of the event.
After the safety car race.
De route zelf is toch vaardig niet.
Into the race, and Basilipo Slot Club are in the lead. Interesting, as they were on pole position, so they've held their first place position so far. I'm back here with Tamar Nauwan, who you may have remembered from the GT3 race earlier this year, last year, back end of last year was GT3, wasn't it now? Yeah, Rockingham, that's right. Now, you are running the Corvette, yeah, the Corvette C7R, which is one that I did a road test on actually at Rockingham just a week ago, the Scale Auto, but you would have modified it.
Well, we, like with all race cars, you take a little bit, you know, it's still basically a reasonable stock car, but with a little tweaks, little suspension tweaks, mostly, yeah. And reinforcements, and we did some upgrades. Well, doesn't bring anything, but we did some aero upgrades to bring it up to 2017 model. Which is
the Scale Auto one that you get out of the box isn't the 2017, is it?
It's on the 2014, 2015 car. Yes.
Okay. And any other sort of interesting news from your camp at the moment?
Well, this year we had to do it actually. It's kind of in between year. We are working on a new car for next season, which will be based on a Dutch Dallara LMP2 car. Right. The Racing Team Holland car that they did Le Mans with. Yeah, this is a kind of in-between year with the GT. Last year we did the Porsche, this year we did the Corvette. Actually, for me, the second time Corvette, because 2 years ago...
You did the one with the flaming exhaust.
They're still there, the flaming exhaust. They work, and they help. They give you...
Have you got them on the current one then, on this year's model? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we'll have to look out for that. We'll have to look out for that.
So you have to film it at the end of the straight here for the Mulsanne Kink.
Right.
Then you see, you know, that...
You'll see when it brakes? When it brakes.
Brakes. Right. And when you release the throttle, so you get backfire.
Ik denk dat als je dat toen zei hier,
Okay, so we're now 3 hours into this race, and it appears that Dit Slot, the new contender to this event, are in the lead. This is the Red Dragon team, and they've just ordered some fish and chips. Look at that. At the bottom, aren't you? At the bottom, I've just seen there.
This'll sort it out. We were fish and chip deficient. It was simple as that.
Right. So you're still remaining hopeful, really, to...
Yeah, there's lots of hours left yet. Lots and lots of hours.
We had a major issue. We've solved it. Our car will run to the end of the race now without any issues.
Oh, I see. Okay. So this was basically a major issue that you had earlier on in the race?
Our bushings wore, our axle wore, our pinion wore, and our crown gear wore. So
And our patience wore.
Our patience wore. The whole back end just ground right down until we were crawling round, so we had to strip and rebuild the entire back end of the car. That put us down about 100 laps, but now it's really good, and we've made 30 laps up already.
Rockingham, third place.
We're basically now on the same lap as second place after initial problems, which we've seemed to have resolved, and it's running much better now. So we are picked up the pace. It's much more consistent. It's driving, whereas where we had originally, and I think that's now us in second place. We're just walked across the line and let it change. Let's see. Can you watch this? Yay!
They are actually working while you run.
It's now 9 o'clock and the race has been running for over 6 hours, and the interesting news is that the newcomer Dit Slot are still in the lead. Second is Rockingham, who are used to being in that place, usually finding themselves in second quite often. In third place we have got Pasilipo Slot, who were in pole position at the very start of the race, but still holding up there in third place. and the lights have now gone down completely off. So it looks like we've got the Red Dragons Ferrari off the track again. They thought they were quite confident earlier on, and they seem to have another problem. Working hard now to try and get this car back on the track. Almost midnight, and once again we have Rockingham off the track with this gear problem. Seems to be taking them a time now. Matt Tucker and Adam are working flat out to try and get this fixed as quick as they can. It's just gone midnight, and in fact it's now 1 o'clock officially, because we're now on the point where British summertime starts and the clocks go forwards as well. But it's been a pretty up and down race up until now. We've seen in the last couple of hours, we've seen Rockingham come off the track a couple of times with gearbox problems. It's cost them, because they've now slipped from second place down to third place because of the time they've been off the track. We've seen Oliver Racing off the track as well with front end body repairs, no doubt due to hitting or crashing into another car, and that puts rather interestingly Racing for Holland into the second place position. Good morning, and it is 9 o'clock and we are back at the race event at Stratford upon Avon. This is the Disca 2018 24-hour slot car Le Mans, and I've just come back after having a great night's sleep. However, some of the participants here won't have slept as well as I have, and probably have had almost no sleep at all. Now, when I left the event in the early hours of this morning, we had Ditslot, who were a newcomer to the event, in the lead, followed closely just in second place by Slot Car Racing of Holland, and then in third place it was Rockingham. So now we're going to go back and have a look after 9 hours and see what's changed.
ready, Mike Ford, the RDL thing again, and still in the lead of this race overall, and first in the GT category, the Dixler i3D Ford GT.
Well, after 9 hours of racing, what is absolutely amazing is there's been very little change in the readings. We've still got Ditslot, who are a brand new team to this event, still in the lead. Talking to some of the drivers here today, they are saying that Ditslot, the new contenders here, have had a fantastic run. They've had very little problems with their car, almost none. When the car did go wrong, they had it repaired within a matter of seconds. They're running, don't forget, the Ford GT, so that adds another interesting concept here, that the GT3 car is in the lead, beating the P1 and P2 categories. A few people here again are saying that the GT3 cars are getting better and better every year, and if there's any evidence to prove that, this has to be it.
We have just 4 hours left of this race before the checkered flag. Congratulations on making it through the night. It is Ditslot i3D leading the race, as they have been now for some substantial amount of time.
I'm with Adam from Team Rockingham, and we are 3 hours to go, or thereabouts. Second place.
Yeah.
Again,
all over again.
You had some big problems last night, didn't you, with the gears?
Two gear changes, motor change, capacitor in the light system, no lane changing for a bit as well, broken body.
So you had a few issues. Now, I saw those, we had a look at those last night. Has there anything happened since then?
They've just been ongoing little issues. So actually, we've beat it with one P1 if we can finish where we win it.
Right,
so
okay.
We've actually done better than last year, but it's just that there's a GT in the way to do the overall thing. But
they've done well, haven't they? You've got to give it to these Ditslot guys. They've come from nowhere.
Massively, well, they've been flawless, so they have to win, really.
Is that what you put it down to, in terms of they've had less problems with their car?
Yeah, they've had none. They had to change a guide, I think, and that's about it. So.
Right. And the way the numbers stack up at the moment, as I see it, they'd have to be off the track for about 40 minutes for you to even.
A little bit more, yeah, about 50 minutes probably by now. So
unless there's something catastrophic, It's another second place
I know,
for
yeah.
Rockingham, but first
Better
in
than not
P1.
finishing or finishing third or fourth, I guess. So
And you showed me earlier that some bits had fallen off the car as well, off the back of the car.
yeah, they're just the back end is broken off completely.
So you're going with virtually bits falling off the back, and but that'll get you through to the end.
Yeah, we'll be fine. It's one of those things.
We're with the team Red Dragon, who, now there is a saying, it's not the winning, it's the taking part.
Yeah, definitely this year.
Yeah, it is taking part now. You are at the bottom. To be fair though, if I'm honest, you've got what I believe to be the nicest car there. I love the Ferrari 458. I love that car, especially in the orange. Anything in orange or bright green's got to be good.
I will say we've already done 500 laps more than we did last year, and we've got 3 hours left to go in the race. So we've got it's a disappointing race for us, but we've got a vast improvement over last year, so that's something to go home and a positive with.
You were quite confident earlier.
Yeah, we were doing good lap times. Our practice and our quali was very good. We were very pleased with it. We were all driving quite well. But we had a mechanical failure, and I'll let the car builder explain exactly what happened.
Well, in practice and qualifying on Friday and Saturday morning, the car was awesome. There were no problems with it. Everyone got maximum running. I don't think we had any time off the track in the whole sessions. I think we probably did the most laps of everyone in the build-up to the race. But all that did was hide our problems, and they didn't show up until the race. And all the running we did beforehand added to the wear.
What were you trying to do to resolve that?
We had to rebuild the back end completely. We had to get a new axle, an NSR axle, so it's steel rather than titanium. We had to cut it to the right length in order to fit under the body. If it was out of whack, the tyres would rub on the body and the tyres would disintegrate. So quite a bit of work to do. New bushings, new axle, new pinion, new spur gear. They all had to be fitted.
So pretty well a whole new gearing system completely. So really the lesson learned is sort out get the right gearing, get the right setup before next time.
Softer gearing, nylon, plastic gearing rather than metal.
It's certainly good. We've still got another two and a half hours to go yet. We are now in the final hour of this race, just 1 hour to go, and it looks like the race leader, Ditslot, running the Ford GT, can't lose in a nutshell, because the amount of time it would take for second place Rockingham to catch them up is basically at least an hour, we reckon, by doing the maths. Ditslot, the new entrants to this, have not only won it, but it's actually looking like they even may have a new lap record as well.
These guys, 42 coming out of our last corner now. The first finish line.
Ora!
Bravo, Rhino! And that is it. 24 solid hours of racing now finished.
48 minutes, John.
48 minutes.
48 minute lead. In an hour. In a day,
Well, that's the race over, and it has been a truly amazing win by Ditslot, the participants from Barcelona, who said that they've never done this before. They certainly haven't done this event before, but have actually won the race by a massive 48 minutes, we calculate, or thereabouts, which is a phenomenal win with the Ford GT. And yeah, to see a GT3 car beat the LMP 1 and 2 cars as well is also a phenomenal result. So yeah, there we go. We're going to see the awards now, and let's go and have a look and see what's left of the other cars.
We'll begin with the award for pole position time, which was set on Friday evening, and that was Victoria Santoro from Celephone, Scotland. So the next award we're going to present is for the winner of the Concours d'Elegance with a maximum score available of 140 points. It was the winner with 113 points, by only 5 points to the second place car, and the winner with a Violento Rebellion Oreca 07 Ultra Racing. winners of the P2 category with a splendid 4th place overall and a lap score of 4.765. If anybody was here last year, you'll know this team has got literally from 0 to hero. It is Demon Slot Racing. They race Audi R10 Allen Slot Racing on custom 3D classic.
That is Demon Slot Racing, who last year were actually disqualified. That's what Gary was referring to there. This year came in and won their category.
And the winners of the LMP1 category. Finally. We weren't racing. But not the race overall. I don't quite believe it myself. It's 4.941 is the score. Second overall is the position. The category win goes to Rockingham with the Toyota.
So that's Rockingham. Although they didn't win the race, they did come first in their category, which is LMP1, so that's still a good result.
Now, before we present the award for the winner of the GT category and the race overall, the first time a GT car has won this event, it's traditional for us to give an award for what we believe reflects the spirit of the law. And this is something that Alex and I discussed throughout the race and decided for ourselves. And this year, for a splendid showing in Concours and a race distance improvement on last year of over 1,000 laps, Spirit of Le Mans goes to Red Dragon.
Yes. There you go, Red Dragon, all the way from Wales. They didn't win anything, they were in last place, but fair dues to them because they kept going. They learned a lot. And it's great to see them. It's great to see them get the well-deserved prize for Red Dragon now.
On to the winners then, and in the hands of Dead Slot i3D, the Ford GT was a formidable weapon as soon as it hit the circuit. We saw this car for the first time last year, the body shell anyway, campaigned by Gaston Bat, and Alfred Albert couldn't make it this time, but this thing really tore the track up, so congratulations, and I think the win fully deserved really, with a lead of over 160 laps in the end. It was Dead Slot i3D 4GT and 5.34.
Very well deserved win there for Dead Slot. Unbelievable. Never seen a lead that great in the time that I've been following this event. They really did come in and make a massive impact.
That wraps up everything from me, so once again, quick thanks to everyone that's helped. Thank you all for coming, thank you for racing, overall it was a great team. I hope you all enjoyed it, can return, and I hope for the next event we can put on a full show with 16 cars on the road.
Yet, so we'll just keep watching you, really.
John, given your recent past experience, we don't have to finish this naked now, do we?